I'm Dr. Gopika Suni, and today's topic is biological classification. So, first of all, let me tell you the relevance of this topic. Well, the relevance lies in the fact that we have to classify organisms. Now, you might be wondering, why do we need to classify organisms? Well, we classify things for our easier access. I mean, in our daily life, we can see that, an ordered, well-organized drawer is much easier to access than a drawer which is everything is not at all kept in an orderly fashion. So that's what is the basic reason for classification. Now, why biological classification is just a gist. There's a vast diversity of life, right? So we have to organize them for easier identification, to understand the evolutionary history, to standardize the namings and to avoid confusion, and to study the organism. Now, this is not that important, but it is just to give you an insight as to why do we need to study this topic? Why do we need to study biological classification? That's why only I've given you this. Okay, understood? Now, let's study the first attempt of scientific classification. It was done by someone very famous. You might have heard of him, Aristotle. He's there in every place. In philosophy, if you could take, Aristotle is there. Max, then in physics, everywhere Aristotle is there. Aristotle's ideas is there everywhere. In chemistry, every single place it's there. So the name is not difficult to remember. Aristotle. Okay. He gave the first attempt for a scientific classification. Now we'll study what he classified. He classified plants into herbs, shrubs, and trees. And he classified animals into some which has blood, with blood, and without blood. Hope it's clear, right? You might have heard of herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs are very small plants like the grasses we have, okay? And then comes shrubs, a bit more stronger, a bit more larger, like rose plant. And then comes trees, right? Mango trees, banyan trees, etc. Those are classifications among the plants which he gave. So I hope you understood. Herbs, shrubs, and trees. Now this you might have heard in your lower classes. Now coming to animals, it's with blood and without blood. Okay, very easy to remember. Animals which bleeds, animals which do not have blood. Okay. And then some scientists found this very inadequate. Obviously, this is a very dated back classification. So a person came with a better. Now let's see who came and what he came up with. It was Linnaeus. Linnaeus is the name, Linnaeus. He came with a two kingdom classification. Now the two kingdoms were kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. You can see here. Now it's very easy to remember. Kingdom Plantae consists of plants and kingdom Animalia consists of animals. Not difficult to remember. But the name Linnaeus might be a bit new. So remember the name Linnaeus. Okay, I hope you understood. Now, there is demerits, a lot of demerits to this classification. What has he done? He just classified the whole organisms into plants and animals. Are all living organisms either belonging to plants or animals? No, it's not. There are different organisms, right? Okay. Now, that is a very big demerit of this classification. Now, the other demerits are he did not distinguish between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now, I hope you know what's prokaryotes and eukaryotes is. Or if you don't know, you can just understand for now that prokaryotes are basic cell, and eukaryotes are advanced cell. We are eukaryotes. We are examples of eukaryotes. Okay. Now, if you know of the basic cell structure, that the cell has a nucleus and a nuclear membrane, right? That's what eukaryotes are. While prokaryotes do not have that. They're not advanced. They're the basic structure. So prokaryotes and eukaryotes, obviously they have to know, right? An organism, whether it's built up of the basic cell structure or an advanced cell structure. So that's the basic difference. Now, whether they're unicellular or multicellular, okay? So like bacteria, they're unicellular, right? They are being grouped up with multicellular organism like, trees or or us humans. They're not supposed to be grouped together like that. Then autotrophic and heterotrophic. It's a mode of nutrition. Auto means self. So autotrophic means they make their own food. And heterotrophic means they depend on others. Hetero means others. So autotrophic is an example as plants, mango tree or banyan tree or rose. These are all autotrophs. Heterotrophs example is humans. We depend on others, okay, for food. So autotrophic and endotrophic, these are all separate topics. So I'm just giving you a gist. The demerits are they did not distinguish. He did not distinguish between any of these, whether they are prokaryotes or eukaryotes, unicellular, multicellular, autotrophic or heterotrophic. Hope it's clear till now. Okay. Then what he did not include in the classification is he did not classify them on basis of cell structure. So I'm just this may be going a bit far, but I'll just help you understand. Under plants, he has also considered fungi under plants like mushrooms. They have considered that under plants. Now, the cell structure in a fungi and cell structure in a plant is different. Okay, the nature of cell wall. I mean, cell structure means nature of cell wall is different. Cell structure is basically they're all eukaryotes, and then cell wall is different because the plants contains cellulose in their cell wall, while fungi contains chitin in their cell wall. So basically, they're different. Microscopic level, they're different. And then cell structure, some bacteria, they are prokaryotic cells. And as animals, other animals will have eukaryotes as cells. So they cannot be put in the same group. They have to be different. They have to be put in different groups. The mode of nutrition, as I told, some of them are autotrophs, some of them are heterotrophs, some of them are both auto and heterotrophs. How can we put all of them in the same group? We cannot, right? And the habitats are different, methods of reproduction is different, and their evolutionary relationship. He did not consider them at all. So all these were the demerits. Okay. I hope you understood till now. Is there any doubt? No, right? Okay. And then comes another person, R.H. Whittaker. This name and the year is very important for you. R.H. Whittaker, 1969. You have to remember it in some way. R.H. Whittaker, 1969. Okay. He developed the five kingdom classification. So from two kingdom, we have jumped to five kingdom. So in the five kingdom classification, he has classified the world living organism into kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. Okay, the five kingdom. And the main criteria is the cell structure, which is not there in Linnaeus, then the body of organization, then the mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction, and phylogenetic relationships. So none of this was there in Linnaeus' classification. All these were included in R.H. Whittaker. Okay. Now, we'll come to all these criteria in a detailed portion right now. Okay. Now, this is a basic table. Now we know that this is kingdom Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. They were classified on the basis of cell type. One cell type, one category. Now, Monera was the only kingdom which has prokaryotic cell, prokaryotes. So, Monera were prokaryotes, and the rest were eukaryotes. Protista is a eukaryote, Fungi is a eukaryote, Plantae is a eukaryote, and Animalia is a eukaryote. Okay. So they are all eukaryotes. And then the cell wall. Coming to the next one. Cell wall, Monera has cell wall, but it is non-cellulosic. Now, what's significance of non-cellulosic? It's because Plantae has cell wall, it contains cellulose. So differentiates them. Then there are other characters also, but to remember, I am giving you an easy way. In Protista, some of them has cell wall, while fungi has cell wall, but chitin is present. So again, another new name, chitin is present in fungi. So that's what makes it different. And now Animalia, the kingdom to which we belong. We don't have cell wall. So remember it like that. So we don't have cell wall. Okay. The nuclear membrane, as I told you, prokaryotes do not have nuclear membrane and eukaryotes have nuclear membrane. So from that logic, you can conclude that prokaryotes, nuclear membrane would be absent. And for the rest, it's present because they are eukaryotes. So you need not simply by heart the table, you can use the logic and understand it. Now the body organization is also very simple to remember. You can know that he basically classified consisting of the phylogenetic relationship also. And what's phylogenetic relationship? So what he thinks is that all of us came from a single ancestor. So from the kingdom Monera, we might have developed into kingdom Protista and fungi, and from fungi to Plantae and Animalia. So basically it started from Monera and it developed to higher level. Okay. So just think like that. Then in an evolutionary relationship, just consider it like that. I hope it's not confusing. If it's confusing, please do tell. Now, the Monera, it started at cellular level of organization. Means just cell is there. Protista also same, just cells is there. But now fungi, you can see that it's multicellular. Many cells are there. Or they have become to form a loose tissue. Okay, that means it's not that organized, but okay, it has got more than one cell. Now coming to plant, it has become into more organized, more evolution. It's more evolution has taken place. So tissue or organ is there for them. And then for animalia, there is tissue, organ, and organ system. It's more organized. More evolution has taken place. Okay. Now we can remember it like that. Just draw an arrow in your mind. It's been increasing from cellular stage to last ending in organ and organ system level. Okay. Now, mode of nutrition, you remember plant. Kingdom Plantae will belong to autotrophs. Kingdom Animalia to heterotrophs. Okay. And fungi, I told you the example of fungus on your bread. So you can remember it by heterotroph. Now, Protista and Monera, they have both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And Monera, the classic of plants, it's classically it's photosynthesis, right? Autotrophs. So in Monera, there's something else called, they use chemicals also from their own body. Well, that is and all the detailed session of Kingdom Monera, which will be going into soon. Okay. Now, so that's it. So if you could summarize the table, here, this main criteria is being reflected here. So if you study this table, you can definitely tell what's the main criteria under which RH Whittaker in the year 1969, it's very important, the year and the name, classified the kingdom, 5 kingdom classification. So the main criteria is cell structure, body organization. Cell structure, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Body structure, so body organization, what is it? Cellular. You remember that evolution on basis. Okay. Then comes the mode of nutrition, autotrophs, heterotrophs. It's there here. Autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic and heterotrophic. It's heterotrophic only fungi. Then plantae, autotrophic only. Animalia again, heterotrophic only. Okay. And then mode of reproduction and phylogenetic relationships. That's an additional thing you have to remember. But phylogenetic relationships, I hope you remember evolution. It's there. Mode of reproduction, obviously you can remember it like that. Obviously, right? Because plants and animals, we don't reproduce the same, right? Similarly, it's a bacteria. Bacteria are examples of Monera. Do you think a bacteria and a human or a plant or a fungi, they reproduce the similar way? No, right? So you can remember it like that. So it's all based on logic and not some not random, you're not mugging up everything. You have to remember it very logically. So I hope everything is clear. I hope you don't have any doubt regarding any of those. So I'll just go through the slides once more. So we began with biology classification. Why do we need to classify it? Then first person to classify was Aristotle, his classification into plants and animals. Then I hope you remember what I told you. Then Linnaeus classification came, two-kingdom classification. Its demerits. Then came RH Whittaker, 1916, and the 5 kingdom classification. And then the table. Now there is one more classification. The 6 kingdom classification is there by someone called Carl. It's a famous person. But it's not, right now it's not needed for you. It's of a higher syllabus. So if you're interested, if you would ask me, I'll tell you more about 6 kingdom classification also. I mean, it's just for you to understand that this classification is evolving. I mean, everything has been evolving, right? Because another person comes up, he finds something wrong with the older classification, a new thing comes up. And I was telling you the examples of those. Carl Woos is there, gave a 6 kingdom classification again. He found this a bit inadequate and he move on to another classification. So I'm just telling you, this goes on. The syllabus adds up. Okay. I hope there's no doubt. Thank you.